What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with 11 surprising Australian immigration changes you must know. Countdown begins July 1st, 2023. So they just kicked in with like two and a half weeks ago. Before we dive into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Oh my God!
11 ways your Australian migration plans could change with these rules coming from the 1st of July 2023. Welcome back to another video on the latest updates on Australian immigration. Today's video is going to be packed with a whole lot of must-know information if you're planning to migrate down under. Here's a quick look at what we've got in store for you. Increment on TSMIT. No more labour market testing. New pathway to PR for TSS visa holders. Australia.
Yeah, they're gonna have to explain all this in detail. I hope they go over each one in like detail, because I'm not gonna understand otherwise.
In citizenship changes for New Zealanders. Government's plan to reduce visa subclasses. A prorated SAF levy. Australia-UK free trade agreement. Increase in visa application fees. Work restrictions for student visa holders. Changes for working holiday makers. And new Australian visa for Pacific nations. Before we go ahead, be sure to follow us on Facebook via the link in the description box, or the first pinned comment below to catch all the latest updates from our channel. Let's get started. Increase in TSMIT. That's right. From the 1st of July 2023, the temporary skilled migration income threshold is expected to be changed to $70,000 from $53,900.
Oh! At first I thought they were saying it was going lower, but dang. That's 16.1K, bro. That's gorgeous. Temporary skilled migration income threshold changed to 70K from 53.9. I like it. I like it, Australia. I know a lot of skilled migration workers gonna love it as well.
As a result, employers interested in sponsoring overseas workers must offer an annual salary of $70,000, along with superannuation, to potential candidates.
I'm sure employers probably don't like this as much. They probably this probably upset them just a tad. They probably upset them just a bit.
In other news, there will be no more labour market testing. In case you don't know, labour market testing is a procedure under which employers must advertise a job locally even if the shortage of workers and skills is obvious. Interestingly, LMT will not be required for the top 2 tiers of skilled workers earning more than a minimum salary of $70,000 from the 1st of July 2023. Next, So
they won't be required to post a job locally then? They can go like out and look for like very skilled people for this job, but they like have to pay them above the minimum salary of 70K. Is that what that's saying?
Discuss the government's plans for a pathway to PR for TSS visa holders. According to the announcement by the Australian government, all temporary skill shortage subclass 482 visa holders will be offered a pathway to permanent residency by the end of 2023. Needless to say, this would offer migrants and employers more certainty while boosting the skill level in the permanent skilled migration program. There are also reports of New Zealand citizens eligible.
That's very nice. I'm really liking these changes. I am really liking these changes.
Changes for Australian citizenship. New Zealand citizens living in Australia for 4 years or more will become eligible for Australian citizenship directly from the 1st of July 2023. Consequently, they wouldn't have to apply for a permanent visa first.
Nice!
Don't forget that these changes apply to New Zealand citizens who came to Australia after the 26th of February 2001 holding a special category subclass 444 visa SCV. Moreover, That
is nice though. I'm liking, bro. Okay, Australia. Australia is saying, hey, y'all come to Australia. You know what I'm saying? We got to offer all these different benefits for y'all. Y'all got to be some skilled workers, though. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all got to be skilled workers. You got to bring something to the table. We throwing these benefits at you. We give you a little bit extra. You got to bring something to the table, too. I like it, Australia.
SCV holders will remain eligible for Australian citizenship directly. Now, let's look at government plans to reduce visa subclasses. The Australian government plans to reduce visa categories with hopes of streamlining the country's visa system. The authorities would consolidate several visa categories into comprehensive visa types. This would simplify the application process and improve efficiency in handling all immigration-related matters. Moving on, the government may introduce a prorated SAF levy. The Australian government is thinking of launching a prorated Skilling Australians Fund, SAF, levy. This means the amount of the levy will be calculated on the basis of the duration of the visa given to the employer's sponsored worker. This change will promote fairness and flexibility in paying the levy. Next up, we'll discuss the Australia-UK Free Trade Agreement.
This is really
In
good.
other news, the UK and Australia have agreed to new arrangements under the Youth Mobility Scheme and the Working Holiday Maker (WHM) program. Don't forget that the Australia-UK Free Trade Agreement became effective on the 31st of May 2023. Let's see how the new arrangements affect UK passport holders.
Talk to me.
For starters, they can apply for a working holiday visa from the 1st of July 2023 if they are aged between 18 and 35 years.
Perfect.
Secondly, they will be given 3 working holiday visas from the 1st of July 2023 without fulfilling any specified work requirements. What's interesting to note here is that the free trade agreement between the UK and Australia enables working holiday makers from the two countries to explore more opportunities for travel and work. Moreover, it provides better access to visas, extension of stay, and increased age limits. Ultimately, it leads to improved flexibility and exchange of cultural experiences for youngsters seeking temporary work during their exploration of a new country. There have also been reports of the removal of labour market testing for UK passport holders. Talking about changes.
Bro, shout out Australia, bro, because I feel like, I don't know, all these steps, all these things that they're doing are just, all these changes are just great steps in the right direction. I think these definitely will help Australia. And this is awesome. And I think it's awesome for Australia to just kind of like open the doors. And I know what I'm saying, be so welcoming. But I mean, you got to have some type of skills. It seems like you gotta be skilled in some kind of work to come through. But once you come through, it seems like it'd be easier to become a permanent resident. It'd be easier for youngsters kind of wanting to get more cultural, a more cultural experience or something, for them to just find temporary work in the country. And I just love it.
You should expect an increase in visa application fees.
Ooh.
The government plans to increase application fees by 6 to 40% from the 1st of July 2023. Let's see how the increments are distributed across different visa subclasses. It should be noted that the passenger movement charge will be raised from $60 to $70.
Okay, not bad.
The Business Innovation and Investment Visa faces the largest increase, as the visa application charge for it will be increased to over $12,000. You'd be surprised to know that according
12,000 for what? What do the passenger move? I don't know. Y'all got to tell me what. Oh, that's only 60 to 70. The Business Innovation and Investment. Okay, so you probably, I mean, you're rich if you can afford to just pay $12 for that application. But I'm assuming like you have some type of business or investment, obviously, and so you're good. You're $12K. You got that.
Investment visa faces the largest increase, as the visa application charge for it will be increased to over $12,000. You'd be surprised to know that according to estimates, these changes in visa application charges will increase the government's earnings by $665 million over the next 5 years from 2022 to 23. Interestingly, there are also plans to alter work restrictions for student visa holders. Work restrictions are expected to be reinstated for student visa holders in Australia from the 1st of July 2023. For those who don't know, work restrictions were eased during the pandemic, while being fully removed in January 2022 to tackle the issue of workforce shortages. Regardless, all student visa holders will be restricted to working 48 hours a fortnight from the 1st of July 2023. There are a few exceptions.
That means just 48 hours a week. I was a fortnight. Hey, you talking a language that I don't understand. It's so restricted to working 48 hours a week, which I feel like as a student, I mean, that's a good restriction to have because you don't want to work yourself to death between school and work.
For overseas students employed in the aged care sector, permitting them to work as many hours as they want until the 31st of December 2023. Now, it's time to discuss the changes for working holiday makers. The Australian government has given a concession for working holiday makers, allowing them to continue working for the same employer for an extra 6 months without asking permission from the 1st of July. As a result, any work done before the 1st of July will not be considered in the 6-month limitation period. Plus, WHMs can seek employment for any employer for an additional 6 months even if they started working before the 1st of July. Of course, your visa must be valid for another 6 months if you want to avail this concession. You will have to apply for an appropriate visa to continue your stay lawfully if your existing one expires during the 6-month period.
Okay.
Finally, let's talk about the new Australian visa for Pacific nations. Australia is introducing a new visa with 3,000 placements for eligible migrants from Timor-Leste and Pacific nations.
That's nice.
A ballot process will be utilised to allocate places for the Pacific Engagement Visa. And the selected ones can go for permanent residence in Australia.
Hey.
Online applications are expected to open in July. Do you want to know more about Australia?
Shout out Australia. It seems like Australia is definitely, taking steps and making these changes in the right direction. I didn't see a bad change. I didn't see a bad change here. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy D Neal. Out.